Could Marcelo Mayer be back this season? What's the status of Roman Anthony? And who the hell are the Red Sox going to play on Tuesday? We're going to break down everything you need to know on today's edition of the Red Sox Rundown. But before we get into any of it, we will be live today at the time that you are watching this video. We are going to be live for game 162 for the Red Sox season. We are also going to be scoreboard watching the other three American League games that matter. We're going to scoreboard watch the Guardians game, the Blue Jays game, and the Yankees game. Everyone's playing at the exact same time today. So we are going to be able to follow every single game pitch by pitch, and we will know by the time the stream is over who the Red Sox are playing in game one of the American League wildcard. We're going to be live later today, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you join us for game 162 between the Red Sox and the Tigers. Could Marcelo Mayer be back? This is an interesting one, a story I didn't think we would talk about the rest of this season. I thought that after Mayer got his wrist surgery, and I think everyone thought that when Mayer got his wrist surgery, that was it. We'll see you in Fort Myers in February. Rest up. Get better. But that's not the case, according to Cora, who spoke to the media yesterday. Here's what Cora had to say about Marcelo Mayer. He said, "I actually talked to him. He feels really good. I think he took dry swings yesterday for the first time. He's been working hard throughout the process with the Red Sox strength coach and the trainers, and that's a great first step." And then someone asked him, "Well, do you think he could potentially play in the playoffs?" He said, I bet he's pushing." This is something that I don't think any of us, like I said, imagined could possibly happen with Marcelo Mayer because, those wrist injuries are, a 3-ish month recovery period at the best. And for Mayer to already be taking part in baseball activities is pretty surprising, might I say. He's been playing catch, according to Cora, as well. He took dry swings 2 days ago. Look, is he going to play game one of the wild card series? Absolutely not. He's nowhere near ready to do that. But if they extend to the ALDS, go deep into that series, get to the ALCS, go deep in that series, if they make a run, it seems like there's a real shot that Marcelo Mayer, of all people, could be back in this lineup, come mid-October. Now, I think it's a bit too early to really say what we think's going to happen. I'd still find it a little doubtful that he will be back because, again, first time taking dry swings 2 days ago. We don't really know the extent of what he can and cannot do. Only the trainers, the strength coach, and the people involved know where he's at. All we can do is speculate based on the reports that we got from Cora, and it sounds positive. It really does, but I am also going to pump the brakes and just say let's wait and see over the next few weeks if some more big progress actually starts to be made. I don't want to jump in front of this and say that something's going to happen if it doesn't end up happening. But if the Red Sox make a run, I think there might be some unthought of reinforcements that we probably weren't thinking of a month or so, a few weeks or so ago. You let me know. Does Marcelo Mayer play again this season? Type Y for yes if you think he does. Type N for no if you think he does not. This is a toughie. If he's taking dry swings, if he's been playing catch, that means he's been doing well. But I also do worry about pushing an injury like that. And we know that Mayer is incredibly injury prone. I'm gonna say slightly no. And that's not me saying the Red Sox aren't going to go far in the playoffs. I actually have pretty high hopes for them. I'm not going to lie. But I don't, I think they will be smart with this and not push him and not, risk further injury. If he's good, he's good. Obviously, you can't take that away from him. If he thinks he's good and he can play, let him play. But if there's even a little shred of doubt, I would say no. Because it's just not worth it. I'd rather him have an entirely healthy offseason so that when you get to Fort Myers in February, you're ready to go. And you're ready to have your first full season in the majors. You're ready to have, hopefully, a full healthy season in the majors. There's a lot at stake here. So I'm going to say N for no, but you let me know why for yes, N for no. Does Marcelo Mayer play again this season? We got a bit of a Roman Anthony update. I kind of not. Roman did talk after the Red Sox clinched 2 days ago. We also got like a bit of an update from Cora a few days ago that he's had more aggressive walks, so that's great, I guess. His oblique looked fine 2 nights ago. I know it's a joke, but yeah, he spoke to the media and talked, kind of gave the coach speak type, like, yeah, trying to get better every single day. Here's his exact quote. He said, "It sucks to be a spectator, but I'm doing everything I can to get back in this lineup and help these boys win. Feeling good, doing everything I can each and every day, trying to get back as soon as I possibly can. This rehab group, the staff, the trainers, everyone is so amazing." So he says he's feeling good, which backs up the report from a few days ago from Craig Breslow that also said that it seems like he's feeling better. So that's great, but there's still a whole nother part of this rehab process. Like, feeling good is only one part of this. Now you have to rebuild up the strength. You have to go through your process of, being a big league ball player. Like, that doesn't come back overnight, especially when you really haven't been doing anything for weeks now. So, good update, of course, that he's feeling good, that he's feeling better. But again, this is like a Marcelo Mayer situation. It would have to take the Red Sox making an incredibly deep run. It would have to take Roman Anthony healing at an incredible rate and him getting his strength back at an incredible rate for him to get back out there. I find it difficult to believe, even if the Red Sox make a deep run, that we'll see either of them back. And the reason why is because these guys are your future. There's so much at risk here. And I don't want to gamble that away. Like, if you make it to the ALCS and you're deep in the ALCS, pushing for potentially a World Series berth, obviously the team you have on the field is firing on all cylinders. So I find it a little reckless to then push these guys who are clearly injured back in. If they're good, let them play. I got no problem with that, but I don't want to ultra push them if they're not fully there. But again, we don't really know. All we know is what they're telling us. We're not there with the trainers every single day getting the training reports. So we'll see what happens. I really hope that they are careful, is what I want to say. I hope they are careful with the rehab process, because the last thing we want is for either of these young players who are the future of your franchise to have nagging, reoccurring injuries next year when everyone thinks that they might be able to push for a World Series if they make the right moves in the offseason. When do we see Roman Anthony next? You let me know. Type P if you think he plays in the playoffs, or type S if you think the next time we see him is in spring training. You let me know down below in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. I don't know. Again, this is all barring the Red Sox making a playoff run. They could get swept against whoever they play in the wild card. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I actually don't think that'll happen. But, they could just get swept in the wild card, and then none of this is even a conversation. But you let me know. P for playoffs, S for spring training. When's the next time we see Roman Anthony in a Red Sox uniform? Real quick before we talk about the game, Christopher Smith had an update on Brendan Bernardino. He will throw a bullpen today. Great news. Get him ready to go. He will be a very key part, I would assume, of this postseason roster. Of note, you can make changes to your postseason roster in between every series. So you'll have to lock it in before the wild card round, which will be on Monday, and then you play the wild card round. If you make it out of the wild card round, you can make changes again, before the divisional round. So I don't know if Bernie's going to be ready for the wild card round, but if hopefully they do make it out of the wild card round, hopefully he's ready for the divisional round, because he's going to be very, very key, I believe, to the success of this team in the playoffs if they continue on past the wild card round. All right, we're going to get into the game here in a second, but one more time I'm going to remind you, we are going to be live today for game 162, Red Sox Tigers. It does actually still mean a lot, because you winning like kind of decides what seed you're going to be in. Like, the 6th seed is still out. Like, you could still fall to the 6th seed. I don't want to fall to the 6th seed, because more than likely you'll play the AL Central champs, and that's probably going to be the Guardians. I don't want to play the Guardians. I'd rather play the Blue Jays or the Yankees. So it actually matters. And we're going to be covering the entire game. We're also going to be scoreboard watching the other 3 American League games that matter: the Guardians game, the Blue Jays game, and the Yankees game. We're gonna scoreboard watch all of those as well. We will know by the end of that stream what seed the Red Sox are in and who they are playing. So don't miss out. Make sure you subscribe, turn on your notifications, and join us later today for our live. All right, let's talk about the game real quick. I'm going to go through this quick because it's kind of a nothing burger. There's not really a lot to talk about here. The Tigers clinched a postseason berth, so congrats to them. Connelly Early is probably the biggest story to talk about here. He gave you 5 really solid innings, honestly. 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks. They were talking about it. Lou and OB were talking about it on the broadcast, and this is something we've talked about since he's made his debut. Is he just looks like a major league pitcher? Like, his pitchability is like awesome. He just knows how to work a pitch sequence. He knows how to command his zone, and he looks like he's a 10-year vet on the mound. And that's really awesome. Like, Peyton Tolley is a thrower right now. He can throw the ball really hard. Connelly Early is a pitcher. So, like, he looked good. He got the loss. He only gave up 2 runs. Those 2 runs came in the 6th, or was it the 5th? The 6th. Those 2, or no, they came in the 5th, excuse me. Those 2 runs came in the 5th. I don't... 2 runs shouldn't be the end of the world. I think this stat line overall is really solid. He gave you 5, only 1 walk, 7 Ks, only 4 hits. Like, for a guy that's, just made 3 or 4 starts in the majors, and you're in the middle of a playoff run, that's a good outing. So I can't really be that mad about him. Tolley gives you a perfect 6. Chris Murphy finishes it off with 3 innings, the 7th, 8th, and 9th, which was great because you got to rest up your bullpen after your bullpen was incredibly depleted the day before. So that was really great to see. And they're going to be fresh going into the postseason, depending on who pitches today, which I think Cora will be pretty economical in terms of who he pitches today against the Tigers. Really, it was a weird game because, if you saw the lineup was absolutely disgusting. It was a, day after you clinch, everyone's hungover, 4 of the starters didn't play lineups where you have David Hamilton leading off, you've got Ref Snyder DHing, Eaton and Sogard are in there as well. Romy, Bregman, Duran, and Story all got days off, which, look, deserved. You've already clinched. The games don't really matter. These last 2 games don't really matter. They do for some seeding stuff, and of course, like I said, you want to be in the 5 seed. You don't want to be in the 6 seed, but you made the playoffs, and that's what matters. So these games aren't do or die. So they gave some of the guys days off who deserved it, who've been grinding. They deserve it. So, it is what it is. I had someone comment on my short because the title of it was "It's Not a Big Deal," and they're like, "Oh, not a big deal. These guys can't hit for crap." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, because you 4 of your starters sat yesterday. This was not a serious lineup. This was, like I said, I said this is an absolutely disgusting lineup." But that's just what happens when you clinch. You're going to give some guys some days off so that they're fresh for the postseason. This loss was not the end of the world. You lost by a run. Connelly Early happens to give up 2. He's a rookie. It is what it is. I'll give some credit where credit's due. Rafaela scores the run. Nick Sogard gets the hit. He hits the RBI. Everyone other than Hamilton and Yoshida had at least 1 hit. So he had 7 hits, 13 Ks. 3 of those come from David Hamilton, 2 from Abreu, 2 from Ref Snyder. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 13 come from 3 players. this is the biggest nothing burger of a game they're going to play all year. It is what it is. I'm not worried about it whatsoever. So if we look at the scoreboard, nothing has been decided. Today, literally, if you love chaos, yesterday, if you love chaos, yesterday was the perfect outcome for you because everything's going to come down to today. The Yankees win, the Blue Jays win. The East is still tied. You have the Guardians win, you have the Tigers win. The Central is still tied. So nothing has been determined yet. The only thing that was determined is that the Tigers clinched. So the Astros are officially eliminated. So we know who the teams are going to be. We just don't know who's playing who. We don't know where they're playing, and we don't know what the seeds are. So there are a lot of scenarios still on the board here. I think the only scenario that's not on the board is playing the Tigers. I think you can still play the Guardians, you can still play the Blue Jays, you can still play the Yankees, and you can still drop into the 6th seed. Those are all things that are on the table. I think the only thing, like I said, that is not on the table, is playing the Tigers. Okay? Does that make sense? So you can play the other 3 teams, and you could drop to the 6th seed if you lose today. We are going to be scoreboard watching. We are going to be breaking down every single pitch of the Red Sox final regular season game of the season. So hit that subscribe button and join us later today for our final regular season watch party of the season. Then we're going to be live for every postseason game as well. But 162, we've done the grind, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. It's the end of the season. And then on Tuesday, it all starts again. Hit that subscribe button like I've already said. Join us for live later today. Make sure you guys stay up to date with all the latest around the Red Sox. Join the family today. That's where we're going to end it. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. And until next time, go Sox.